Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
Alright, first and foremost, before we get started, we'll give all honor and glory and power to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash.
And we'll say double honors to our elders, alright, our great apostles, a great millstone, alright, who rule well and teach well, very good example to Israel, man, the elect. I'm gonna say peace and bless to the hope of the elect on the fourth corner, pushing the sound doctrine in truth to sincerity, that great song. Alright, hey, we come with a lesson. You know we're in the feast of Purim, man. Alright, I'm gonna hand it to the brother Thompson Mock. I hope you brothers edified, where we lay the law down, man.
Come, yeah, it's a beautiful time that we in, Purim, okay, which we gonna get into it, what it means, and the brother, beautiful brother Anaf, all right, he gonna tell us what it means in the Hebrew once we get it in the English, all right. But it's a very special time, all right, for us, and especially what it means when it goes back to what we accomplished, all right. But the brother Karaba got the word Purim for us, all right. Lord willing, this be edifying. I know it's a lot of videos, edifying videos out there right now. You got elders, apostles, big brothers of ours that has done videos on this. But Lord willing, we can bring out a little bit more edification, and somebody is able to grow from this. All right. So let's get into it. Like the brother say, let it out. State your source and everything.
This is Purim in the etymology dictionary. It's a noun. It says lots.
Okay, so Purim means lots. All right, and it comes from the word pur. Okay, which means lot, and Purim is plural, which means lots. Now we're gonna go further into the word lots.
This is lot in the etymology dictionary, and it means.
Is it lot or lots?
They say lot.
Okay.
Share or portion of life in any way, that which is given by faith.
Share or portion of life, that which is given by faith, man. Okay. And we know who gives life. We know who gives portions. All right, according to the scriptures. All right. And now you can tell them what that Hebrew word is.
Yeah, the Hebrew word, is Hawaii, which means lots, man. You got it up. Basically what it means is lots. How they came, cast lots against the nation of Israel, which was us at that time.
Yep, and which they still do to this day. All right, they try to cast lots for us. They say we the minority. The Lord say we can't be numbered. Right. So how you gonna say that we the minority? Right. The Lord say we are the sands of the sea. All right. So till this day, these other nations, chiefly Esau, Edom, all right, which the origin of this feast day goes back to us having war with Amalek. Okay, because Haman go back to King Agag, who was an Amalekite, who King Saul was commanded to slay, but he failed to do so. All right, which shows you that it was always the lot of Benjamin, all right, to go to war too, because Saul was also a Benjamite. Right. All right, and in the story of Esther, Mordecai and Esther were Benjamites, so-called West Indies Jamaicans, man. All right. But read that in the etymology again, lots, and then get that Deuteronomy 32. And also, can our brother get that in Genesis where it say, from generation to generation, we was gonna have war with Amalek?
I got you.
Okay, come.
This is lots in the etymology dictionary. It said that which is given by faith. Salaki. Share or portion of life in any way, that which is given by faith.
Share or portion of life. All right. Now get that Deuteronomy 32, Babu Shah.
This is Deuteronomy 32, verse 8 and 9. It said, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. Now, one more time, go back to the etymology. It said, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. Now, what does it say for lots?
It says to share or portion of life.
The share or portion of life.
Right.
So when the Most High divided to the nations their share or portion of life. Now go back to Deuteronomy.
It says, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Go ahead.
For the Lord's portion is his people.
For the Lord's portion, all right, is his people. Who is his people?
Israel.
Israel.
You Israelites, man.
That's right.
So-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanics. All right, you speckled birds, man. AKA computing the faces. You know, you the Lord's people, man. You know, not the whole of you so-called white people, not the boatload of you so-called Africans, man. All right. No, the Lord portion is Israel, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one that you have in the region, man. The one that you have in captivity. You know.
Go ahead, huh?
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Jacob is the lot. What is it in Hebrew?
Who are you?
Jacob is the Purim. All right.
The portion. That's his portion.
This the Lord's lot is Jacob, man. That's who he bestowed his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to. All right. That's who he. Matter of fact, where it say in 2nd Ezra, the world was made for our sakes.
65.
Come.
Let me get that real quick.
Yeah, you get that real quick, and then Kalabi Boys be on you next for a lot. Okay.
Second Ezra 6 and 55.
Right.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Mm-hmm.
And let me start at 54.
Go ahead.
Second Ezra 6 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Right, which goes back to Deuteronomy 32 and 8.
Right.
Of Adam, all right, the sons of Adam, it say in Deuteronomy 32:8, the Lord separated the sons of Adam.
Right.
All right, and in Ezra it say, of Adam come we all. But, go ahead, Anna, it say, but.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
The Lord made the world, all right, for our sakes. Jacob is the lot of the Lord's inheritance. The Lord made paradise, all right, okay, for Israel, which is the earth, man. What is it? I done.
Yeah.
All right. So this place was meant to be a paradise, aka heaven, for Jacob. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, who are the nation of Israel. This whole entire earth was set up for us to rule over and do the will of the Lord, all right, on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
Brother, has something to say? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying because, you know, go back originally, you know, in the East, in the Middle Eastern, the Garden of Eden, because that what Eden mean paradise, you know.
Mm-hmm. Which Eden is Adon, which is really the whole earth.
Yeah.
But it started in Jerusalem, right? According to was that Galatians 4 and 26.
Yeah. Jerusalem. You gotta come out there.
Can we read the precept, or you gonna get live first?
We can read the precept. Let Kalabi Ba, Karab Ba read the precept again, 32 and 9, and then you know, get that lot.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
I'm gonna get the word lot in the blue letter. just gonna read it.
Strong's age 2256. Hevel.
It's Kavel, and it means a measured portion, lot, part, or region.
A measured part, portion, region,
or part. Come.
Okay. So the whole earth was made for us, is our part, you know. But also the Lord gave us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of righteousness, of how to do it the right way, how to rule over the world the right way. That's why you see all these other people who have nations, more specifically, all these other nations who have come under the scepter, all right, and the rule of the earth. They have done it all wickedly, you know, especially Esau, Edom, man. You know, everything is been turned, as they say, everything has been turned upside down and esteemed as the potter's clay. Like, this is how the Lord has ordained the world to be ruled.
Right,
No,
that's the portion that he gave them.
that's the portion that he gave
You
them.
know what I'm saying? He gave them the left hand side of the portion, and Jacob, which is Israel, got the what? The right hand, the righteous side of the portion of the Lord. It's still a balance. You know what I'm saying?
Come. Here's your precept, Bob.
Come. It's Jeremiah 51:19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things,
Yep.
and Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
The form of all things, man. Means what? We are the Alahayim, man. All right? Lord willing, we those men, but the elect of the nation of Israel, okay, were with the Lord in the beginning and formed, it actually created the earth.
Yeah,
Right?
go back to God.
What it say? For us, what's the saying word? For us, by us. You know what I'm
Is that
saying?
John? Yeah. Yeah, the word made, man for us.
Yeah. Where is it? I get that precept that says in John.
Yeah, I think it's John.
But we'll try to find it.
John 4.
What it say?
Word made by us and for us.
But yeah, we'll bring it. Go ahead, read that again, Kalabi Bob.
You got it? You can look it up.
Oh no, it's like
His brother got some. I got one too. While we waiting, but read yours again, Kalabi Bob. We gonna load that up with the bar guy for us.
Come. Jeremiah 51:19. The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Right, because he's talking about the elect. You know, we their portion. So I said we the rod of his inheritance. You know, going back like you were saying, from the beginning. You know, go ahead.
For he is the former of all things.
So he is the former of all things, man. All right, going back to the beginning. Like when you look up the word God, all right, you go back to what? Alahayim. In which what? Rulers, the power, the judges, the angels, the divine ones. All right, and so man, what they elect, man. You know, and that's from the beginning. You know, you got it.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh of hosts is his name.
And what did we inherit from Yahweh Shem Yahweh? I keep saying this: wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which equates to spiritual power, which you get through what? Through faith. When we go back to the etymology, it talked about what? About faith. Get Ephesians 2, Babu Shana, or if you had some on deck, you can read what you
I
had.
had one back you about how the wicked being in charge.
Okay.
I'm gonna break that out real quick.
Okay.
This on Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundation of the earth are out of course.
Yeah.
And we see that now with Esau Edom being in rulership right now, man.
Because it's not their lot.
It's not their lot, you know. It's our lot to govern the word, man. You know.
I got a precept to back you up to. It's Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Yep. And you saw that in the story of Esther, all right? In the book of Esther, you saw how the people was mourning when Haman was second in command under Xerxes, man. All right?
It's John 1 and 10.
So when everything was flipped back to to the righteous. All right. Hence Mordecai became the second in command under Artaxerxes.
Right.
The people were rejoicing, man. Even the Persians, you know, who are the heathen, man. So that means that when we get control, dominion over the earth, the entire earth is going to have that darkness lifted up off of them. Going to have the burden of the wicked bearing down on them, lifted off of them, and they're going to be happy, man. You know, the whole world going to be rejoicing.
Animals, everything gonna be rejoicing.
Everything going to be rejoicing, man.
Be righteous king.
Yep.
You can tell how the earth mourning because the earth decaying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certain parts of the earth, the earth just falling in.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole house is sitting down on the ground.
I'm gonna say like the polar bears, they live on ice. It's gonna do that global
warming, and it's number water.
Number water, so
Yeah.
they're drowning.
Yeah.
You know.
So everything mourning, everything in the state of mourning right now because why? Yahweh Shai is on his way back, man. All right, he's gonna set it up the way it's supposed to be set up.
That's right.
You know, and that's what in righteousness, man. Everything gonna go back to the natural or happy state, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so to speak.
Yep. And everything going back to my previous point about faith, everything that we speak and everything that you hear us teaching is all based upon faith, man. All right. And these stories, in particular, the story of Purim in the book of Esther, is a faith booster. Is a exhortation in the spirit. All right. That we have the victory. You know.
Hey, cause one thing about it, we can't go back into them times again.
Mm-hmm.
It said Revelation 12:12, what he coming down having great wrath, nor be had what not but a short time.
Mm-hmm.
They were Edomites then, and same Edomites now, man.
Because during that time, you know, he cast a lot to destroy Mordecai and all of us, man.
Yeah, that way he was telling Xerxes, you know, in order to do this, we gotta get rid of all them.
Yeah, we gonna get it.
Okay,
We
good.
gonna get it. You can skip that Ephesians 2.
Okay.
Because it basically say faith is a gift from God.
Right.
Get that about we gonna have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
This Exodus 17. Let me get straight to the point.
Is it 12?
No, it's
Just go straight to the point.
Exodus 17 and 16. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
So that's the lot between Jacob and Esau. All right. Amalek being the chief house of Esau. Okay. The chief duke of Esau is Amalek, man. Okay. And who's ruling the earth today? Who has the dominion over the media? Who has the rule over the music, the money, the oil, all the resources? All right, it's Amalek, them so-called Zionists, man. All right, them fake Jews, man. All right, and it was always set up for us to war back and forth. All right,
Like going to the beginning. Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel.
I said Esau and Jacob.
Jacob and Esau.
It said good is set against evil, man.
Good against it, against evil.
It's always been like that, man.
Yep.
They also let you know that the Lord is a man of war, man.
Yeah, the Lord
Go
love
back to that. Like all of us on like our high holy days, it goes back to war, man.
Yeah.
We getting the victory, man. We gonna
It's
win.
a celebration.
It's a celebration.
And
We're
to
winning.
give honor to Yahweh Shai too, what? But delivering us out of that, man. That's what this feast about, man. To give honor and thanks. All right, the water, Yahweh Shai for delivering us, man. All right, because that's one of the prayers that Malachi had put up, man.
Mordecai.
We can get the victory. You got it.
You mean Mordecai?
Hey, Mordecai, like
Like the Passover, for example. Lord, deliver us from our enemy, man. The Lord always delivering us, man.
I'm gonna bring out Esther 3
Right.
to further on like how this war started.
Yeah.
You know, how did this war begin or this feast begin
Yeah.
to come about? This Esther 3 and 2. It said, and the king's servant that we in the king's gate bow and reference Haman. Same thing they did in the time of Daniel. You know, they wanted Daniel to bow down Meshach,
Shadrach,
and
and
Abednego, they wanted them to bow down. It's nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing.
In which that captivity, we was under the Babylonians.
Right?
And the transfer of power went to the Medo-Persians.
That's right.
So, I think during the time of Mordecai, it was King Jeconiah.
God.
The king was Jeconiah. We got we got carried unto the Persian captivity under. Right. Go ahead.
Then it says, and the king had so commanded concerning him, but Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. You know, so this what really started the war, man.
Right.
Because Mordecai didn't bow down, man. Because what the Lord say, he is a jealous power.
Right.
And you don't have no what other gods before what? Him, man.
That's right.
All right, but look at today's time. Fucking Martin Luther King, you know, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, these motherfuckers, they would have bowed down, man.
Yeah, these celebrities, they bow down.
They bow down to them.
They sold their soul inside, man, for fame. You know,
Right.
for riches.
But look at our forefathers, man. You know, hold it down.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather die than serve you, man. You know, that's why the Lord say he had 7 men, 7,000 men, had not what bowed down. You got it out. Bring it out real quick.
Jump to verse 6 too.
You break that
Read
out real
verse
quick?
6. Jump to verse 6 in your what you just read. Jump to verse 6.
Okay.
Talk about what happened when he didn't bow down.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, let me read 7 right quick. I mean, read that y'all real quick. We can jump to this. Go
Okay.
ahead.
This Romans 11:4. But what said the answer of Yahweh Shai unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
That's right, man. You know? And this Esther 3 and 6. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai, wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even to the people of Mordecai. In the first month,
I meant started at verse 5, but that was the point. I just saw how he had came down with great wrath.
I said, because he said he saw Mordecai bow not, nor did reverence him, and was Haman for the wrath. He was upset. God, but look, that's how the Lord said what the elect of. Because we ain't going to bow down to the chip.
That's right.
We ain't going to bow down to Esau, man. His technology that he going to present before us, man.
Yep.
You know, the hour of temptation, man. All right, Lord willing, he hold us down in the spirit, man. You know, we this is the same time. It's like what say, everything written aforetime, what rip our learning. So it's really a hamster on the wheel all over again, man. We're gonna go through the same process, man.
If I could add too, that's why they get mad when people live off the grid. You
Yeah,
know,
God.
because they're not in their system. You know, they ain't bound down to their system and shit.
Yeah.
You got
We keep going on it because basically when he saw that Mordecai wasn't gonna bow down, he started plotting. Basically, he started casting a lot.
the heathens.
Yep. You keep going though.
Read 7.
Yeah, just keep going until where it get, until where he came up with the lot, to destroy the Jews.
It started on I think 12. All right, verse 7. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan,
Which is the time what we about to come into. All right, Nisan is the first month of the year, which where you had a Passover. Go ahead, bro.
The year of King Ahasuerus, they cast Purim.
Which means lot.
Yep, that is the lot before Haman, from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, there is the month Adar. And Haman said unto the king Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all provinces of the kingdom.
Now, who was that?
Yep.
There's a certain people scattered abroad. All right. So that ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. We always been scattered. All right. Because it's the Lord say what? He told us, commanded us to be fruitful and multiply for one.
All right.
And we took the daughters of the other nations and we left our seed in them. And by that process, we've been scattered out throughout the whole earth, man.
Ooh.
Okay, it always been like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Looking like the other nations.
looking like the other nations.
And then look what it say right here. From all people, neither keep they the king law.
Neither keep they the king's laws, man. You know,
Yeah.
because we especially back then, we were more closer to our power. You know, we always knew that the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord gave us was a binding contract for us to keep, and it came with consequences and penalties.
Right.
They say consequences and repercussions if we didn't, man.
Yeah.
I got a quick precept on this. You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
come. It's Psalms 147 and 19. Is the back up. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. In verse 20, he hath not dealt so with any nation.
Right.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Right. See, cause Esau, he make up his own laws, man. But the Lord gave what the children of Israel, they what portion of the laws, man. All right. So that's why they were really mad, because we kept our tradition. But like go back to in Maccabees, he wanted us to what keep their tradition, man. We gonna make all them start, you know what I'm saying, eating pork and doing this and doing that. Like, no, man. The Lord gave us our portion, which these laws, statutes, and commandments, that's what we should live about, man. You know? You got it out.
I just said, praise ye the Lord, how about Shem Yahushua.
Yeah, praise you, how about Shema Shah, man. That the laws he gave us was the laws was forever, man.
You got that up?
Come on, it's low and slow. I got you. Amos 3, this is Amos 3, 1 and 2. And it says, hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
See, all the families of earth. You gotta go all the way back to what the brother read in 2nd Ezra, man. You know, 6 and 55, man. All right? But he only known who? Israel, his people.
His portion.
His portion. So what these Christians talking about when he's talking about God for everybody and God love everybody? God gonna say, no, man. His people, man. And only the elect out of his people gonna be delivered.
Hey, cause like not to be on top of head on Jehovah Wickedness come by my door this morning, talking about John 3:16, man. Like, man, you want to deal with me with scripture right now, man. You know, cause they just closed John. They go to John 3:16, just close the book, man. Now knowing that Lord only dealing with one specific people, man, which is his people, Israel. You know,
Cosmos.
right.
And so like I'm saying, Mordecai, he prayed for what his people, which was the Israelites, man. Because in that time, it was only what Judah, Benjamin, Levi, man. All right, but Mordecai put that prayer up, man, for his people to be what delivered out of the hands of Haman, man. All right, because what they was going to come down having great wrath amongst the Jews, man.
Right.
You got it all.
Finish it, verse 2.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Because you get down to the nitty gritty, the point, we can only sin against the Most High. So he was talking about why thou keepest not the king's commandment, because Ahasuerus, which is Artaxerxes, had exalted Haman and put the decree out for all the provinces to bow down to Haman. Mordecai like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, first and foremost, the first commandment is thou shalt not have any other gods before me, and don't bow down to these nations, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Look, cause that's what he said. Just back up about what he said. He said, something like it. Cause he said, I'm a Jew. Yeah, it's verse 4. Now it came to pass.
Where you at?
Esther 3 and 4.
Okay, come.
Now it came to pass that they spake daily unto him, and hearkened not unto him them that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai matter would stand. For he had told them that he is a what? Jew, man. Man, hey, I'm keeping the law, statutes, commandments, Yahweh Shema Shah, man. Basically, man, fuck what y'all talking about, man. You know, I'm a Jew, man. I'm holding tight to my heritage, man, my nationality. I ain't bowing down. He ain't the living power, man, so to speak. Why should I bow down to him, man? And the prayer, the brother got the prayer, man, and he said in this prayer why he didn't bow down, man. He didn't bow down to be boastful or prideful, man. You know, he bowed down because he knew that he can only bow down to who? The true power, living power is Yahweh Shema Shah, man.
That's right.
You know?
And as like they say, matter of fact, you know, our brother Yashima had a live show. He was bringing this out as he was going into you know, his ministry on Purim. He said that scripture in Romans where it say we ought to obey God rather than man. And our whole walk of faith in this life is about choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. All right. So you gonna serve the creature over the Creator? No. And first and foremost, the Lord, get Deuteronomy 7:6. The Lord put us above these people, man. All right. Our portion is above these people, man. Especially Esau, Edom. All right. Who is the source of wickedness in the earth today, and who is in the power seat today. All right. When it comes to whether or not we should obey the laws that he implements and the laws that the Lord has set before us, we're gonna keep the laws that the Lord set before us, man. All right. Now, it's certain laws that he has that don't conflict with the laws that the Lord set up. All right. And the Lord say what? Give Caesar's render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, man. All right. You got that? Deuteronomy 7:6 first.
This is Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto
Separate.
the Lord.
Separate. All right. It say the Lord's portion is not like them. All right. We not like you other people, man. All right. Go ahead, bro.
The Lord thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
All right. That allotted people. All right. It's like the Lord went in the store and picked what he wanted off the shelf. This is what I want right here. And left everything else in there and say, all right, I don't care about none of that shit.
That's the truth.
This is what I want right here. You know. Just give an example. But what we had lined up next, Salakia.
Under the prayer.
Okay, yeah, he got it.
That's in chapter 13.
I think so. Additions of Esther 13.
Yeah, it's 13.
Yeah, this is started at the top.
12.
It's 13 right there.
This way it starts.
I don't know if that's it. I know it should have started off about Mordecai. Is that what we read earlier today? The Additions of Esther 13.
Started at 8, huh?
Started 8.
Yeah.
13 and 8. Come.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yup, that's it.
This is Additions of Esther, chapter 13, starting at verse 8. Then Mordecaius. Mordecaius comes.
That's in the Greek, I believe that's how they say it. Mordecaius. In the Hebrew, now you know how you say it in the Hebrew?
Mordecai, slightly now.
It's Maradakia.
Maradakia. Verse 8. Then Mordecaius thought upon all the works of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai and made his prayer unto him.
Yeah, see, that's what he did. He knew it's time to pray. So they knew he knew when they started to cast a lot upon them. All right, they seeking to kill him. He went to his source, man. His trust. His source is who? Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. You know, go ahead.
Saying, O Lord, the King Almighty, for the whole world is in thy power.
Right. See, the whole world's in it. He talking to Yahweh, man, because he knew. To go back to Esther 4 and 1. Look what it says, Esther 4 and 1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth and ashes. And now that's the time of what? Morning. That's the time we in now. You know, he knew what time it was. He took out the pearl and put on sackcloth, man. All right. Just to show what time it was, man. It was a time of morning. And went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry. And came even before the king's gates, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. Now, when he said he went to the city and cried, and a bitter cry, this is what he was doing. He was crying to you how about Shema Shah, man. Go ahead.
I got a quick precept. Read that last precept you just read. Start back at it. I wanna get a precept back up. What you just said.
Come. It's the edition of Esther, chapter 13, verse 9, saying, O Lord, Lord, the King Almighty, for the whole world is in thy power, and if thou hast appointed to save Israel, there is no man that can gainsay thee.
Look at that.
So I actually got two precepts.
Come.
It 1 Samuel 2 and 16, somewhere around there. But
And then this a mighty man.
Come.
Crying bitterly to you how about Shema Shah, man, because he knows where the power come
You
from.
know his power. Come.
You know?
it says this Sirach 10:4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Yeah, which is Yahweh Shah. But the point is, like you're saying, the whole earth is in the power of who Yahweh's hand, man.
That's right.
Mhm.
All right? That's who control. That's what Mordecai was saying. I know this.
Come.
You know, but the thing is, deliver me and deliver the people out of the hands of Haman,
1
man.
Samuel 2 and 10. So,
You know?
Come.
That's what the prayer is all about, man. Deliver us out of the hands of our enemy.
Come.
You know, he got it out.
It's 1 Samuel 2 and 10. The adversaries of the Lord should be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thrown upon them. The Lord should judge the ends of the earth.
Salakia. Start at verse 9, Baba Husha.
Okay, come. 1 Samuel 2 and 9. He would keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked should be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail.
Mm-hmm. They say by strength shall no man prevail. So that was Haman's whole idea, that since he had the power seat,
He had the strength.
he had the strength to basically get rid of the Jews,
wipe out the Jews
to
out.
take the Jews out.
Uh-huh.
That he was gonna take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But the Lord flipped it, man.
Yep.
All right, because at the end of the day, the reason that any man is in the position or a lot that they're in is because the Lord put them there, man.
He said he ruled in the kingdom of what?
They ruled in the kingdom of men.
Yeah.
All right? And he set it up over it, the basis of men, which is Esau.
Yeah, but it said by for by strength no man can prevail. Because you know our forefathers, mighty had great integrity. They ain't count on their own strength.
They ain't counting
They
on
always
their own
prayed to the heavenly Father.
Like what Mordecai doing.
Mordecai.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like the Maccabees, Judas.
Mhm.
Don't look at that number.
Mhm.
Our strength come from heaven, man.
Because before, you see, you gotta understand too, Mordecai, who was Esther's cousin, right? Even though she was in a position as queen, he didn't go straight to her and plead to her
Right.
to go to the king. He went to the Lord first,
To the Lord first. Come.
right? And guess what? After he went to the Lord with prayer, all right, the Lord gave him the mind, all right, to go which actually Esther had sought after him, but he really gave her the game plan. You know. Go ahead, bro.
It said 10, the adversaries of the Lord should be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Lord should judge the ends of the earth, and he should give strength unto his king and exalt the horn of his anointed.
Right. So that's going back to Sirach 10 and 4, the one that he's going to put over the rulership of the earth. The profitable servant is the nation of Israel, man. His anointed. That's who he chose to bring equity into the earth, man.
Come.
You see?
Israel.
Israel.
He chose Israel, his anointed.
That's his anointed.
You got it
I got a
right.
precept.
Okay,
Book of Psalms, chapter 148, verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him.
People near unto him, man.
Come.
That's who he exalted, man.
That's right.
All right. If you can go back to Abraham, all right. Abraham is Abraham, and then is it father, exalted father? And one, I don't want to mix up. It's Abraham's father of a multitude, but I can't call to mind how you pronounce exalted father. Abraham, I think it's Abraham, Because Ram is exalt. Raham is a multitude. So I will Raham, father of a multitude. But we come out of Abraham.
Right.
Abraham was his anointed, who he chose, all right, to exalt. And their line came out of him. Abraham, Isaac,
and
Jacob.
Jacob.
I'm gonna finish it up. It just
Yeah,
said,
get it.
praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yeah.
Finish it up, you know. Again, once again, you know, praising the Lord.
Praise the Lord, man. You know.
Alright, we're gonna grab a quick precept right quick.
Go ahead.
Because, like you were saying, how Mordecai explained and how, you how by Shema Shai is the control of all things. We get to Ezekiel 14:14.
Ezekiel 14:14.
Uh,
Though these three men know Daniel and Job were
Right. I don't know what upright men. You know, Noah, Job, and it said who Daniel. Alright, but check it out how it said. Go and read it.
It said, "Well, in it they should deliver, but their own souls by the righteousness," said the Lord, Yahweh Shai.
By their righteousness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
See, by their own souls. So they knew that they can only be delivered, by Shema Shai. They can deliver themselves on their own, but just to recognize the power, man. That's Mordecai saying in that chapter.
And it say what? When a man ways please the Lord,
Even his enemy.
even his enemy to be at peace with him. So that's the whole story what happened with Mordecai, all right? Because even though Ahasuerus was the king over them, when the opportunity came for two of his servants to basically go backstab him and try to kill him, what did Mordecai do? He told him, and that was pleasing in the sight of the Most High, man, because here it was. At the same time, he was using that situation to deliver Mordecai and the Jews in the end, man.
Yeah, 6 and 2.
Come
I'm talking about 6 and 2. I got it right here.
Come.
Yeah. Just speak on what the brother was talking about, then we get back into that prayer.
Okay, come.
This is Malachi 6 and 2. And it was found written that Mordecai had told a bigger, what's his name? Tarish,
Bignatha,
and Tarish, the two of the king chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hands on the king of Ahasuerus. And the king said, who honor and dignity has been done to Mordecai for this. Then said the king's servants to minister to him, there is nothing done for him.
Right, because when Mordecai had warned the king about the acts of his chamberlain against him to try to murder him, the king called it to mind. Hey, what did we do to honor this man for saving my life? Because when you read, it was like he couldn't sleep.
Right.
Which go back to the precept what the Lord say in a vision in the night. But sometimes you might not. Sometimes your spirit will be so heavy that you can't even go to sleep. And you'll just be up in your thoughts, and that's when the Lord really working on your mind. That's what the Lord was doing with Ahasuerus, all right, and caused him to call to mind the righteous act of Mordecai to deliver him from his own men, which in return caused him to be and the nation of Israel, all right, particularly the Jews, to be delivered out of the hand of Haman, man.
Right, because Haman, he always, what does that mean, victory? Victory. Yeah, he always try to be on top. It's just like Esau.
Esau.
He want to be number one, controlling the whole world, man.
Yeah.
But his head came upon his own snares, man.
Yeah, that we said, made upon tongue fall upon his own head.
Yup.
Finish the prayer about.
Come. It's addition to Esther, chapter 13, verse 10. For thou hast made heaven and earth, and all the wondrous things under the heaven. Thou art Lord of all things, and there is no man that can resist thee, which art the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Who have resisted the Most High will? Nobody, man. All right, but it take the humble to understand that and acknowledge that, man.
Mhm.
You know, the wicked ain't gonna never acknowledge that, man. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 12. Thou knowest all things, and thou knowest, Lord, that it was neither in contempt nor pride, nor for any desire of glory, that I did not bow down to proud Ammon.
See?
He was Haman.
See? You see? It's just, hey, it wasn't me. I wasn't proud.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't boast. You know what I'm saying? I ain't do this out of spite. But why did he do it? Go ahead.
Verse 13. For I could have been content with good will for the salvation of Israel to kiss the soles of his feet.
Right, I could have just sold out to the nation and bowed down. I could have been a coon.
Right.
You know? I could have just really been a sucker and said, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna all bow down, meaning what? He conquered us, man.
Mm-hmm.
Worshiper.
You worship, you know, but what the Lord say? You don't know what? Worship Yahweh Shema Shah, man, so to speak.
That's what Yahushua told Satan. When he tried to get him to bow down to him.
Yeah.
Remember Satan tempted
Yahweh
Yahushua to offer him all the kingdoms of the earth, and he told him, what was he told him? He said, thou shalt not
Tempt the Most High?
not
No,
that.
not that.
You got it out. Yeah.
It's Matthew 4:10. Then said Yahushua unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord, thy power, and him only shall thou serve.
Him only shall I serve, man.
That's
That's what Mordecai said. I know.
Come.
And then what it just said. So, hey, that's how you know that portion of the spirit that the Most High gave Yahushua, we have a piece of it.
You got a piece of it,
See?
Yeah.
That Holy Spirit, man.
That's
You know?
right. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 14. But I did this, that I might not prefer the glory of man above the glory of the Most High.
See? Say what? That he was gonna praise and glorify Yahweh Shema Shah, then what, man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Neither will I worship any but thee, O power.
Right. So I'd rather die than serve you.
Come.
You know, and that's the spirit that the Lord wants us in, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's why he set up the elect, man. You know, because he knew that only the elect would bow down to Esau, man.
Right.
I might bow down to any nation, man, any gods, man.
Come.
You know? That's beautiful, though.
Come.
You know, we still got that portion of that spirit, man. It's still out here.
Come.
All right, because leave it up to the language of the gates, which is the celebrities. Shit, we all be doomed, man.
Yep.
You know?
Come.
Go ahead.
Want to finish? Okay, come. Neither will I do it in pride.
Yeah, neither would I do it in pride, man. I do it because of the faith, man. The belief. He said, what? Because I'm a Jew, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me. I ain't gonna do it because of what I want in life, or you know how Jake is, you know what I'm saying? No, man. He did it because that's what he was, man.
Come.
Alright, he was an Israelite, man. On the tribe of Benjamin, man. You got it.
Verse 15. And now, O Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh power and King, spare thy people, for their eyes are upon us to bring us to naught.
Right.
Yeah, they desire to destroy the inheritance that hath been thine from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And what ended up happening was the brother to get that precept, he shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. The Lord caused everything that Haman had decreed, basically to put to death all the Jews.
Right.
The Lord caused it to be flipped upon his own head, and they killed Haman, hanged Haman, all right,
The gallows.
and hanged Haman in the gallows that he had built to hang the
Hey,
Jews
Jews
on.
God.
So, hey, they just show you the spirit of the scriptures, man. All right? Everything has no new thing under the sun, and the thing that has been is the thing that shall be done. All right? And that's always, just like in Egypt, right? When Pharaoh put the decree out to take all the firstborn sons of Israel, what happened? He said, your own tongue shall be your undoing. Right? You got that out?
God, this is Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. It's like
All that see them shall flee away, man. And guess what? When Mordecai got that position under Xerxes, hey, all the other nations in the other provinces was so afraid of him.
Right.
You know? But that's because of Haman.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That Haman, let me rephrase it. They were afraid because of the power that was on him from the Lord. But what initiated the judgment was the call that Haman made, that the Lord flipped, just like he flipped the judgment that Pharaoh put out on Israel. And all the Egyptians were afraid of Yahweh Shai. All right, that power that he had lifted up, and that standard he had lifted up in Moses. All right, because he used Moses to show his power, which he used us. All right, the prophets. You know, we humbly acknowledge ourselves as the men of the Lord and prophets of the Lord. All right, he exalt his power through us, man. All right.
I got another precept.
Go ahead.
This Psalm 7 and 15, he made a pit and dig it, and is fallen to the ditch where he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head.
That's right.
And his violent dealing should come down upon his own pate.
Ooh, well, that was gonna happen, man. That's why the Lord let him to create them thermonuclear missiles. Why? Because it's gonna fall upon his own head. It's gonna come. What say? It's gonna come down upon who? Idumean. You know.
Just like on Haman, he was second in command. He couldn't accept that. You let you know, Esau, you know, he just gotta be. He ain't never enough with
He
it.
never, like I said, never satisfied.
Never satisfied with it.
Get Proverbs 27 and 20.
Yeah, he never satisfied, man. Yeah, I think, brother, you got but this is the day to celebrate.
You got a scripture?
Yeah, come.
You know, so this the feast, you know, the feast of Purim. Alright, you know, it's a celebration, man.
But it'll end tonight.
Right, it's tonight, they come. But brothers, you know, celebrate it, you know. Hey, cause it's a beautiful time, man, that the Lord deliver us. And guess what? Lord willing, he deliver us again, man, out of the hands of our enemy. You know?
And it's just to show you too, it's right before the Passover, right? So this is a very, it's this year in particular. I've never seen so many videos on this particular topic. You know, I only been in the truth for 4 years, but I know in the previous years, brothers will speak on it, but you never really got edified on Purim. I'm gonna just speak for myself, all right? You know, these brothers probably can vouch because we did the studying up on it ourselves. But I had never been more edified on this particular feast day, like I have this year.
Right, it's coming together.
But this is a foreshadowing of things to come, on how we are about to get the victory over Esau. I say Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it to follow. And the first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Come. Read the 27:20. Yeah. Come. It's Proverbs 27 and 20. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied.
See, and that particular man in particular that's never satisfied is what the brother was just speaking on, Esau. You know,
Well, never satisfied, man.
and what is hell and destruction? Perdition. Who is the son of perdition? Esau.
Yeah.
Okay.
The hell is going back to what the evil time is coming upon America, man. You know.
Yep.
Which is soon to come. It's closer than we think, man.
Right.
It's nearer than we believe. Why? Because y'all shine nearer than we believe, man. All these core hands. You know, it's a big old, just like I said, a big old domino effect, man. But it's gotta happen. It gotta happen in that order because the Lord set it up in that order, man. You know. Yeah, brother, they follow the precept. You got one?
No, I would say you finish that prayer.
Yeah, you gotta finish the prayer. Go ahead, go
We ain't finished the prayer?
No, two more verses.
Go ahead.
This is Psalms 94 and 23. He shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord our power shall cut them off.
In their own. Go ahead.
No, you got it, brother.
in their own wickedness, you know, in their own, hey, the Lord, really everything is done, man.
Come.
He put the spirit in Esau, and he put the spirit in Jacob, and he put the spirit in these other nations, all right, and that's the program. It ain't nothing gonna happen outside the program, man.
Right.
All right, he made it to where everything that Esau do gonna backfire on him, man.
Right, everything.
You see it happening. You see it happening right now.
I ain't mind you, Tom and Jerry. You know what I'm saying?
Road Runner,
Coyote.
Wild Coyote.
Every time he set up a trap, he end up in it. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
That's the spirit though, man. That same thing gonna happen this time, man. All right, because the Lord says, striving to the truth and to death, and he gonna what? Fight for you, man. And that's what we're doing. We're striving to the kingdom, man. And the Lord gonna be our defense, man.
Right.
You know, that's why I say pray without ceasing. Because the prayer help, man. All right, pray to the Lord, it's help. He's a shield to them that put their trust in him.
That's
And
right.
one way how you know that you put your trust in the Lord by what? Praying, man.
Yeah. Well, Proverbs 18:10, the righteous, the name of the Lord is a strong
Strong
tower,
tower,
the
yeah,
righteous
come.
run to it not safe.
Yeah. Well, by what? Prayer and believing, the faith. You
Um,
know, that's how you get that protection, man. You know?
And fasting as well, because not only did Mordecai pray, he fasted for 3 days, and Esther fasted for 3 days as well. You know?
Now you finish it out.
Come. Verse 16. Despise not the portion which thou hast delivered out of Egypt for thine own self.
All right.
Verse 17. Hear my prayer and be merciful unto thine inheritance. Turn our sorrow into joy,
Right.
that we may live, O Lord Yahweh Shem
Now
Yahweh.
you see how he spoke upon us being delivered out of Egypt, right? And we today, where are we spiritually in Egypt again, man?
Come.
Okay, and the Passover, the mindset that you're supposed to be in, which is a cut to you, mirth, celebrating a symbol camps that you assemble in that mirth spirit for the Passover. You're supposed to be in the mind of the time when we come out of Egypt, man.
That's right.
You're supposed to be in the mind of the time when the Lord was crucified, man.
Come.
All right, not no goddamn celebration, man. All right,
Yeah,
this is a
dinner.
prayer.
It's like,
You go ahead, out.
it's like they having a lamb dinner, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of eating lamb and hay,
The Israelite
feasting
party.
over the lamb, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Israelite party, man.
Uh-huh.
You know, this prayer is a prayer of mourning that Mordecai is praying to the Lord. You know,
For deliverance.
for deliverance, man.
Because death was right there.